Imagine a young nation, freshly free from colonial chains, dreaming of equality and self-reliance. In 1947, after India's independence, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru chose a socialist path for the economy. But was it the right choice? Today, we're diving into why India's socialist model started with big promises but ended in crisis, and how bold reforms changed everything. Stick around for the story of a nation's economic awakening. Nehru's vision was born from India's painful past. British rule had left the country impoverished, with vast inequality and a weak industrial base. Inspired by Soviet planning and Gandhi's self-reliance, Nehru believed state control was key to lifting millions out of poverty. He set up the Planning Commission in 1950 and launched 5-year plans in 1951, focusing on public sectors like steel, energy, and transport. The goal? A mixed economy where the government led heavy industries, promoted import substitution to build self-sufficiency, and tackled inequality through land reforms and welfare. It sounded ideal. Socialism aimed to redistribute wealth, provide jobs, education, and healthcare. The Constitution's directive principles even backed this socialistic pattern, and early wins were real. Dams rose, factories hummed, and literacy climbed. But cracks soon appeared. The socialist model bred inefficiencies. The infamous license Raj required endless permits to start or expand businesses, stifling innovation and fueling corruption. Public enterprises bloated with red tape, leading to the Hindu rate of growth, a sluggish 3.5% GDP annually. Globally, socialism faced similar fates. The Soviet Union industrialized fast but collapsed in 1991 from shortages and over-centralization. Eastern Europe fell like dominoes in 1989, tired of breadlines and repression. China under Mao suffered famines from the Great Leap Forward, only rebounding with market tweaks in 1978. Even Cuba and North Korea grappled with isolation and stagnation. In India, the tipping point came in 1991. A balance of payments crisis hit hard. Foreign reserves dipped to $1.2 billion. Just 2 weeks of imports. Oil prices soared from the Gulf War. The Soviet Union crumbled as a trade partner, and debt ballooned to $70 billion. India teetered on default, even pledging gold to the IMF for a bailout. It was a wake-up call. Enter liberalization. Under Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao and Finance Minister Manmohan Singh, India embraced LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. They dismantled the license Raj, devalued the rupee by 20%, and opened doors to foreign investment. Industrial licensing vanished for most sectors, unleashing private enterprise. The results? Transformative. GDP growth jumped to 6 to 7% annually. Foreign reserves soared past $600 billion. Exports boomed, and industries like telecom and aviation exploded with competition. Public sectors got a boost too. Greater autonomy turned PSUs like ONGC into global players, with revenues hitting $48 billion. Privatization worked wonders. Maruti Suzuki captured 50% of the car market after Suzuki's stake. VSNL became a telecom giant under Tata. Take a quick global peek. China's reforms lifted 800 million from poverty. Vietnam's Doi Moi blended markets with socialism. Even Nordic countries like Sweden mix capitalism with welfare for equality without stagnation. India's lesson? Pure state control hampers growth, but smart hybrids can balance equity and efficiency. So, was socialism an erroneous choice? It built India's foundations but couldn't sustain the pace. Since 1991, reforms have unleashed potential, yet challenges linger. Bureaucratic hurdles, uneven growth, and political delays slow progress. To hit true speed, India needs less red tape, digital efficiency, and bipartisan commitment to reforms. What do you think? Socialism's ghost or liberalization's promise? Like, subscribe, and comment below. India's story is far from over. Thanks.